Okay, so basics for graphing a linear equation. When I am looking at a linear equation, I'm usually going to be looking at something that's in this form, which is called slope-intercept form. The reason it's called that is because it gives us our slope, and then it also gives us our y-intercept. So this number m here first, our slope tells us how steep our line is going to be. So a bigger m is going to give us a line that is steeper, whereas a smaller m is going to give us a line that is much less steep. And that b number tells us the point, like right here, where a line crosses the y-axis, which is the vertical axis here. So let's look at an example with this. So here we have an example. I have the equation y equals 3x plus 2, and I need to graph it. So I have my two pieces of information that I need to think about, m and b. So here, my m is 3, and my b is 2. M being 3 means that I have a rise of 3 and a run of 1. So when I am graphing a linear equation, the thing that I need to start with here is my b value. So I'm going to go to my y-axis, and I'm going to start at the origin. Now remember, the origin is this very center point here, 0, 0. That's called my origin, 0, 0. So I'm going to start at my origin, and since I have 2, I'm going to go up 2, and I'm going to put a dot right on my y-axis. That point right there represents this b value here of 2. So now that I have that plotted, I'm going to go to my slope, and it says I have a rise of 3 and a run of 1. So that means to get my next point, I need to go up 3 squares and then over 1. Okay, so up 3 units over 1 gives me another dot right here. Now that I have 2 points, I can graph it from here. But just to give me an extra clear graph, I'm going to plot one more point. So again, I'm going to go up 3 squares and then over 1 and get one more point on here. So now that I have 3, I can draw my line in, put an arrow at both ends, and there I get my graph. So here, this one has a negative slope. So a negative slope means that instead of the x values getting bigger as we go to the right, the x values are going to get smaller. So I need to find my m value, and I need to find my b value, and then I'm going to graph it. So I get here, m is negative 4 fifths, so that tells me my rise is negative 4. So I go down 4, and my run is 5, so I go to the right 4. Then my b value is 1. So graphing this line, I'm going to start by putting my b value on there, my y-intercept. So I am going to start at the origin and go up 1 square. If it were a negative number, I would go down. Now that I have that 1 point, I'm going to graph my slope. So I'm going to go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then over 5. That gives me a point right here. And if I want to be on the safe side when I graph this, I can do one more point. So I go down 4 and over 5 again. That gives me this point. Now just to connect the 3, I get my line. An arrow on both ends, and there I have my linear equation graphed.